Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Melanie Dizon. I'm the Director of Education and Content for the Davis Phinney Foundation, and I am here today with Apurva Zawar. How are you doing?
Good. It's great
Good.
to be here.
Yeah, and so what is the name of your business?
Beyond Rehab.
Beyond Rehab. Okay, awesome. So we'll share people with share the link with people for that. I'd love for you, first of all, you reached out to me about the work that you were doing, and then we talked, and then I said, oh, I think we should probably do an interview and we can share it with our community. So here we are talking about your work. So can you tell us what is Beyond Rehab, and then how did you get into this work in general, and more specifically working with people with Parkinson's?
Yeah. So Beyond Rehab is a digital neuro and wellness clinic. It's designed primarily to address the unmet needs in the rehabilitation world. So helping individuals learn about their condition through a bigger lens, right from education, coaching, training, and looking into engagement in the community. So I work in delivering comprehensive programs for helping people with Parkinson's manage their condition in different stages. So I do offer early Parkinson's program, helping individuals learn about the science behind exercise, how can they challenge themselves, and how can they keep growing, keep progressing while slowing down the progression of disease. Similarly, the late in the Parkinson's disease care, there are different presentations like freezing, dystonia. So looking into the broader picture, how exercise, how rehabilitation can play an effective role in managing their condition along with medication. So designing a multidisciplinary integrative program while working closely with their providers and also giving them the right tools and resources to help them navigate their condition. I'm very passionate about spreading the pain education to the community. So I always work on finding new ways how to deliver the pain education, how to translate the research into clinical practice, and help individuals integrate in their daily routine so they can better cope with pain more actively and manage it with decreased reliance on medication. So that's like my big work and focus on. So that's how I work. And I'm very interested, very keen on supporting, empowering the Parkinson's community, giving them the right tools and helping them build the confidence in managing their condition.
Yeah. So why the Parkinson's community? How did you get
For some
involved with
reason,
them?
Also, right from my bachelor's, I've been very passionate, very interested in seeing how the Parkinson's condition can be well managed with rehabilitation. So just seeing like simple training cues can play a big role. And the more we get to do, the more repetition plays a big difference. And also the community spirit in general, all over, it's amazing. Like everyone's so eager to learn, eager to understand what they can do better. And they're always looking to challenge themselves. So that keeps me going. That keeps me always finding new ways on how to solve this, how to better deliver the program. So that's how I started getting involved in PD world.
Okay, great. So pain is a really big issue for a lot of people in our community, and I would love to talk a little bit about what are especially for care partners and other people who, love people who are living with Parkinson's, what kind of pain are they experiencing? Like what's going on? What's causing the pain? And then what is it, like all over body pain? Does it feel like muscle pain? Like what's happening?
So pain is one of the most common non-motor symptoms, and it typically varies. The presentation varies across the disease course. For few, it's one of the first symptoms in the premotor stage, and it typically starts with the shoulder pain. Individual experience like shoulder pain, and it's attributed to their physical task or any of the activities they are involved. So slowly, they see like the rehab, the medication piece is not helping them, and that's when they get guided towards the neurologist, and then it's linked with Parkinson's. So that's the start of the Parkinson's. And also in the early stages, many individuals, like up to 40 to 50% individuals, experience pain as one of the most common non-motor symptoms. It's only presented on the affected side in early stage, and later in the advanced disease, the pain is more generalized and it's more prevalent. So there's like a gradual increase in the pain presentation right before the diagnosis all the way to the end, and the presentation varies depending on the stage of the Parkinson's. So the good thing is here is there's a lot we can do as a community. We can learn and understand the ways to better understand the pain, better address it, and learn how to manage it, not just through medication piece, but through rehabilitation approaches.
Right.
And
so let's say somebody comes to you and they've, maybe they've been living with Parkinson's for just a couple of years, but they experience that pain. What are some of the strategies that you use to help them manage their pain? Let's assume that they're taking some sort of Parkinson's med already to manage maybe some motor symptoms.
Right. So typically when I get when I see an individual with Parkinson's, I really like to screen it if it's PD related pain or if it's PD unrelated pain. So typically PD related pain, it starts with the time since the time of your diagnosis. It gets relieved with medication, with the Parkinson's medication, and its presentation changes. If it's if you're on medication, you might not experience that severity of pain versus you're on off during the off phase. So those are the signs of if you think your pain is more with the varies throughout the day, and also it depends upon the medication you're taking. So those are the signs that guides you towards PD related pain. So that tells us it's more, your presentation is linked with Parkinson's, versus if it's unrelated, then the approaches needs to be different. Again, there are ways you can cope with it, but the first step is really understanding if it's associated with PD or no. So I'll repeat this is really important. So anytime any individual wants to understand better about their pain, I'd like you to look into if your pain is started with the start of the diagnosis, and if it varies with the medication. If you're on medication, you have better management versus you're off medication. And also if your pain presentation changes with a day-to-day active. Sorry, those are the key things for now. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. I think that's a really good help because, a lot of times people will say, think everything is Parkinson's, right? Because I have Parkinson's is like, it's got to be Parkinson's. And we're also just human, right? And so it could just be something else. And so, so let's assume that it's Parkinson's related pain. And this is something that their meds are either not fully managing or just not managing that well. And they do have a lot of off time with pain.
Right. So as soon as it's screened out that it's more associated with PD, then we need to look into what are the types of pain, right? Pain as a whole doesn't tell us much. So understanding if it's more musculoskeletal or dystonia related pain, if you see your pain is mainly because of the postural changes, postural abnormalities, or because of the changes in the joints, more of the arthritic changes, that's when it's more musculoskeletal. If you see your pain is more hindered because of the overactivity of the muscle, like dystonia related pain in the morning, that affects your pain presentation. So those are the two big domain, which you can classify it as more as nociceptive. It's just a term. If it relates to you, great. If not, it's just addressing it where it's coming from. The second, also looking into if you have pain related to the nerve injury, nerve irritation. It's more of neuropathic pain. So if you see your pain is across the course of the nerve, like back of your leg, on your arms, it's tingling, burning, and it changes with the change in the body posture, but it's more throughout the course, through the length of the nerve. So it's more neuropathic pain. The last one is the central pain. It's very diffused. If you see your pain, just changes, like the local the pain presentation changes from hip to shoulder, shoulder to knee, and it just varies. It's diffuse. It's hard to explain. It's really hard for you to explain anyone, where is your pain located, what do you think, the pain presentation coming from. If it's hard to relate, that's when it's categorized more as central pain. So those, and more like nociplastic pain. So those are the like three big categories of pain. The first step is, just looking into, like, over the last couple weeks, where what are the common sources of pain, where is the pain coming from. So that guides you, that helps you better explain it to the doctor, to the providers you're working with, and that will help you plan the treatment with the doctor. So that's a way to go, a way to start.
Okay, great. And so when if somebody comes into your rehab center and they are experiencing central pain, what are some things they can do?
So as soon as it's understood, like, it's more central pain. So just starting slowly first, it's a mix of understanding the pain education, the sources of pain. What does pain mean to you? How does pain is formulated, pain experience created. So slowly, gradually learning, understanding to better interpret the pain, followed by building healthy lifestyle routine. So that's like a foundation, that's like a key foundation for any type of pain presentation, addressing the chronic pain. So helping individual boost up their lifestyle routine by helping them gradually be more fit, be more active, optimize their sleep, work on healthy eating. Those are just like the key component of the pain program, followed by looking into reconnecting. So looking into sensory motor training. So gradually, there has been a lot of research showing that with pain presentation in Parkinson's, there's a structural and functional changes happening, and that leads to overall presentation, affecting the overall presentation of an individual with Parkinson's. So gradually working on motor training, sensory training, functional training. So those are the three ways you start looking into. So desensitizing the nervous system, in simple word, and gradually exposing to the movement. So the fear, overcoming the fear, with time, with the injury, body learns, body adapts to moving in a certain fashion and restricts moving in the full range. So opening it up, exposing individuals in a safe environment in a gradual way to help them overcome this and build the confidence that they can do this. So
Right.
while this training is happening, it's all goal oriented, meaning whatever individual wants to get back to. If the goal is to get back to hiking up the hill or going for a long walk, accordingly, planning the session to address it and progress with time. And lastly, also looking into flare-up management. So as individuals are working, engaging in these type of training, there are days when there's a sudden spike in their pain. And so also working on how to address the flare-up episodes, helping them build the tools, resources to help them better manage it, and also feel confident and be aware, be more proficient, like, okay, it's going to be there, but it's going to gradually go away. So creating that safety net and giving them that autonomy. Yes, they can do it, and it's possible with decreased reliance on medication, with decreased help from the other providers. So end goal is like they are driving the whole pain presentation, and they have the control. They feel empowered. Yes, they
Yeah.
know what is happening and what they can do. So that's how they can better address it.
Yeah. And I think a couple of things that I think of when you say this. First of all, when we're in pain, sort of depending on where it is, but I think it's kind of true for most, is that we are like our body, we're making our body react to that pain. So it's getting tighter. It's getting to that fight or flight, right? So which actually increases the pain, right? And
Right.
so part of it is those tools that say, okay, it's a gradual thing. I'm understanding it. When I feel the pain, instead of like tensing up and getting all nervous, like, okay, how can I breathe through it? How can I use some things to sort of ground me and calm me down so that I can then address the pain? Because if I just go into it in real fight or flight mode, it's going to be really hard to work through that pain. The other thing that I think about often is that people will say, I am in too much pain to do anything. So what do you want to share with people about how being in pain and feeling like too much pain to do anything is actually making the pain worse?
I agree. It's a vicious loop, right? Because if you have pain, the body is not ready to move, and if the body doesn't move, it gets weak, and the pain experience keeps exacerbating. So this is a very common presentation where individuals feel themselves limited or be and limited and unable to take part of anything. So if anyone knows, like, based on the individual experience, based on the community experience, I have worked and delivered the pain program over a course of last 1 year, and I've seen a significant transformation from individual starting where they are unable to do anything or not ready to able to do much of movement, and gradually returning back to the more community activities, like, as simple as going back to their community Parkinson's classes. So that's a big change happening over the course of time. So seeing those experience, learning from people who've been in this similar position and looking at their journey is really helpful. So anytime if you think, it's not for you, so I'll really encourage you to connect with other members who have been in this similar place and have learned and transformed themselves. And also looking at pain through a broader lens, because if you think pain is all about injury, then it really limits you. But when you think pain is more of an unpleasant experience, it limits you. But there's a lot you can do about it, like there are days when you can do so many things, versus there are days where you are very limited on what you can do. So considering those both experiences, so there's a potential, so your body has the potential to reconnect, retrain, and re-engage, and that will guide you, that will gradually help you rethink, reanalyze, and find new ways to train yourself and return back to things which you like.
Mm-hmm.
It takes some initial more time, more processing to understand how do you do it. But I'll really encourage, connect with the providers, connect with the people who've been experiencing the similar presentation, and see how they work their way up.
Yeah. When you work with people who are maybe, much more advanced and they just have a lot more pain and more times of pain, and the pain is like, maybe somebody early on in their diagnosis is calling it a 6 or 7, and somebody later on is calling it an 8 or 9. What are some things that you can do, different than what we've talked about for those earlier stages that might surprise people and say like, oh, this could actually really help you? Like, for example, I know that hydration can actually impact pain, right? And
right,
for somebody who's later on in their diagnosis, who might be more reluctant to do this whole program, they're just, oh gosh, I just want to not feel so bad all the time. Something as simple as hydration can make a big difference. What are some little things that other people, people can do?
Definitely, boosting your healthy lifestyle routine is really essential. So anytime if you see you have more ways to optimize your sleep, optimize your fitness routine, keep that progress going. That will create a good environment for body to rest, re-engage, and give you more ability to efficiently do it. Secondly, looking into autonomic toning, looking into relaxing the nervous system, finding ways what helps you, get into a regular routine or feel more calm with gentle exercise, whatever it means, doing Tai Chi, doing rhythmic movements, using music for just moving, whatever works for you, exploring movements and finding how do you make it more fun? How do you bring the joy when you're moving? So that's a good way to start and find, based on the interest, based on your resources and support around you, exploring it will be helpful.
Yeah. And what about things like maybe a warm bath or a hot tub or a sauna to, like, before you're going to do something, not so much that you're like too juicy and like you're like you're going to be in trouble for moving, but like to help you kind of warm up into that feeling so that you could go, work out and stretch and move your body a little bit.
Right. It depends from person to person. With pain, at times individuals are really sensitive to temperature, any fluctuating temperature. So, but if you think, like if the individual has a good experience with hot water, just keep that routine going. If you think, that just relaxes the nervous system, makes you feel more calm, that's a good way to do it. Good exercise to do.
Yeah. When you work with people, are you typically working with them one-on-one? Are you doing it in groups? And, you've got this program that you've spoken about it, but you've taught it. How long is the program, and how long does it typically take for people to start to feel different?
So the program is 4 weeks long, and it's done in a setting like both individual and group setting. So initially, individual meets one-on-one with the therapist, followed by regular check-ins, and at the end of the plan. And during the 4 weeks, it's a very comprehensive, very immersive group program. So individuals meet in a group of 6 to 8 individuals. We all work together. We learn, practice, and seek each other's input. What are the new ways they can incorporate it. So the community support makes it really fascinating for individual to learn and adapt to the new training and repeat it. Like repetition is the key. So as you are learning, repeating and engaging, so with the help of this 4 weeks 8 session, gradual repetition in a group setting makes a big difference. And also one-on-one attention to address your underlying deficits, underlying challenges will blends well. And at the end of the program, individual feels really confident towards the end of 4 weeks to get going, to start gradually, confidently managing and actively coping their pain with decreased reliance, with decrease episodes of the fear moment or the danger moment. Oh, it's coming. Even if you experience it, you feel like, okay, it's there, what to do, ABC. So that's like the big win I see in individuals. And it's great to see how our brain can rewire with time, with right training and in the right environment. So that's the beauty of the mind body training and
Right.
help individuals succeed.
Right. And is this all online, or is it all in person?
It's all online, all
Okay.
digital.
And so really what it sounds like is, while it is this 4-week sort of program, you're just equipping people with tools that they're going to get it. And then it's not like, oh, it's over. No, you practice these tools then throughout your time. And I mean, it's beneficial for people without Parkinson's, right? Like we all are going to experience pain as we
Right.
age, right? So this is just like, here's your kind of bag of tools. And now you have a variety of different things to pull out depending upon, how you're feeling in a given situation.
I agree. And the only key benefit of this program is designed for people with Parkinson's, because as we know, like in Parkinson's, the pain processing is changed. So see, like, how do you, make sure like the pain training is like appropriate for people with Parkinson's. So,
Right.
and the people who are also part of this are having the similar presentation. So it's a good peer support around you, along with one-on-one coaching and training.
Yeah. And do a lot of care partners join their person with Parkinson's, so, on the screen to learn and find out what they're doing so they can support them?
Yeah, it's open to care partners. So whoever is willing to attend, they are welcome to be a part of it.
Oh, that's great. I love it. Well, I'll definitely share some information about that. Well, I appreciate it. I think pain is a really big deal. And I know a lot of people are looking for more ways to manage it. They already have so much to manage. This is just one more thing. So the more tools, they have in their toolbox, the better. So,
Right. The only
is
thing,
there anything I didn't ask you about pain that I should have asked you?
no, this was good start. And the only thing I want to tell the community is look at it as a tools and resources which stays with you forever. It's not like you have to go and get your refill done every quarter, every month. So it's tool building, skill sets with you forever. So that's the best way to address it and feel that power. You can do it.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Apurva. I really appreciate it. And I hope that you're going to get to, join some of our Healthy Parkinson's communities and get involved with them, and share some of your information in person with people. That'd be really great.
Yeah, I look forward to it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.